Brightburn vs. Homelander, who would win? In a world where heroes are meant to save us, what happens when they become the very thing we fear? Two godlike beings. Two unstoppable forces. One raised to dominate, the other born to destroy. On one side, we have Homelander, the face of heroism, hiding a terrifying truth behind a perfect smile. On the other, Brightburn, a child from the stars, who never learned what it means to be human. This isn't just a battle. This is power versus chaos, control versus instinct, experience versus pure destruction. And only one walks away. Origins of Dark Gods. Homelander was not born, he was created. Raised in a lab, stripped of love, and engineered into the perfect weapon by Vought, Homelander became a man obsessed with control, validation, and absolute dominance. He understands humans, but deep down, he despises them. Every smile is fake. Every move is calculated. And behind it all, is a fragile, unstable mind. Brightburn is something else entirely. Brandon Breyer wasn't trained. He wasn't molded. He was sent. A child from another world, driven by a single purpose, take the world. No morality. No hesitation. No emotional weakness. Where Homelander struggles with identity, Brightburn accepts his nature without question. One is a broken man pretending to be a god. The other is a god who never pretended to be human. And that difference begins long before the fight. Homelander was shaped by humans, which means, deep inside, he still seeks their approval. Their fear fuels him, but their rejection breaks him. Brightburn was never shaped by humanity at all. No love to remember. No kindness to hold on to. No reason to hesitate. Where Homelander's power is tied to a fragile psyche, Brightburn's power is tied to purpose. And purpose doesn't break. It doesn't doubt. It doesn't question. It simply executes. Which means when these two collide, it's not just strength versus strength. It's humanity's failure, versus something that was never human to begin with. And that is what makes this battle terrifying. Powers, abilities, and feats. Homelander is a complete powerhouse. Super strength capable of tearing humans apart effortlessly. Heat vision that can slice through crowds in seconds. Flight that gives him total aerial dominance. Near invulnerability that makes most weapons useless. But more importantly, Homelander is experienced. He spent years using his powers in real-world scenarios. He understands intimidation, strategy, and psychological warfare. He doesn't just fight, he controls the battlefield. Now enter Brightburn. He has everything Homelander has, but with a darker edge. Flight. Faster. More aggressive. Heat vision. More destructive. Less controlled. Strength. Brutal enough to crush skulls without effort. Durability. Nearly absolute, with only a rare alien metal shown to harm him. But here's the real difference. Brightburn doesn't hold back. Homelander restrains himself, not out of mercy, but to maintain his image. Brightburn. He goes straight for the kill. No hesitation. No warning. No limits. And that makes him far more dangerous. Because power isn't just about strength. It's about intent. Homelander's heat vision is precise, controlled, targeted, calculated. Brightburn's heat vision is chaos, explosive, relentless, unstoppable. Homelander dominates. Brightburn destroys. And when it comes to durability, both are nearly untouchable. But Brightburn doesn't react to pain. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't slow down. Homelander does. Which means in a prolonged fight, Homelander weakens. Brightburn doesn't. And then comes speed. Homelander is fast, faster than anything human eyes can track. But Brightburn moves with pure aggression. No patterns. No rhythm. No warning. His attacks don't build up. They just happen. And in a battle where reaction time decides survival, the one who strikes without hesitation becomes unstoppable. Experience versus instinct. This is where the battle becomes truly dangerous. Homelander has experience. He knows how to dominate weaker opponents, how to instill fear, how to manipulate every situation. But against someone equally powerful, his greatest weakness emerges. Ego. Homelander needs to feel superior. He needs control. And the moment that control slips, he becomes unstable. Brightburn doesn't have that weakness. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't care about fear. He doesn't even care about winning. He only cares about one thing: destruction. In a fight, Brightburn attacks instantly. Aggressively. Without hesitation. No speeches. No warnings. Just pure violence. Homelander, however, might underestimate him. And that mistake could cost him everything. Because Homelander fights like a man trying to prove he's a god. But Brightburn fights like a god who has nothing to prove. And that changes everything. Homelander analyzes. Brightburn overwhelms. There's no pattern to read. No strategy to counter. No hesitation to exploit. Every move Brightburn makes is chaotic and lethal. And that chaos becomes his greatest weapon. As the fight drags on, pressure builds. Every missed attack weakens Homelander's confidence. Every failed attempt to dominate cracks his control. And once Homelander loses control, he loses the fight. Because unlike Brightburn, Homelander can break. Mentally. Emotionally. Completely. Brightburn can't. He feels no fear. No doubt. No hesitation. And in a battle where mindset decides survival, the one who cannot break cannot lose. Final battle and verdict. The sky shatters as two figures collide. Homelander strikes first, heat vision blazing, trying to overwhelm with sheer force. Brightburn takes the hit. And doesn't stop. He charges forward like a missile. The impact shakes the air. Buildings tremble. Shockwaves ripple across the battlefield. Homelander fights back, using experience, trying to regain control. But Brightburn keeps coming. No fear. No hesitation. No mercy. With every second, the fight becomes more brutal. And then Homelander realizes something terrifying. He's not fighting a human. He's not fighting a hero. He's fighting something that doesn't think, doesn't feel, doesn't stop. And in that moment, doubt creeps in. That's all Brightburn needs. One opening. One mistake. One brutal strike. And it's over. Brightburn doesn't just win. He dominates. Because when controlled power faces unstoppable instinct, instinct wins. Homelander may have experience. He may have strategy. But Brightburn is something far more dangerous. Pure, unfiltered destruction. And when destruction meets ego, destruction wins. The battlefield falls silent. Smoke fills the air. The ground lies shattered. And standing in the center is a child with glowing red eyes. No speech. No regret. No hesitation. Because for Brightburn, this was never a fight. It was a purpose. And as the last echo fades, one truth remains. The world didn't just lose its greatest hero. It gained something far worse. A ruler with no limits. No emotions. No mercy. And this time, no one is coming to save us. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.